EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for April 1st, 2024. Start of the new month. It is April Fool's Day. And the Monday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Spring has finally arrived at Kinsley's ShopRite. They have all of the must-have spring items, such as flowers, mulch and topsoil, grills, outdoor furniture, and more to make your backyard spectacular. And don't forget, while you're there, to pick up the freshest seafood and meats for your grilling pleasure. Stop on by the world's largest ShopRite and begin your spring season with Kinsley's. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So first and foremost, I want to give you an overview of what I'm going to be doing here going forward all the way through probably this weekend, this entire week. Many of you have been asking me for eclipse forecasts and what the weather's going to be like for wherever you may be traveling. So we're going to do that, but I know not everybody really cares about that. So we have a lot to already cover with this system coming in this week, or a series of systems that I'm going to address in the beginning of the video every single day, and then the last part of it will be on the eclipse. Okay, so if you don't care about that, you can drop off. If not, then you want to stick around for that, then that will be part of this presentation every single day. So it is going to be longer than usual because of that, so I'm just telling you in advance. But there's a lot going on this week, starting with rain that we're going to have across the region this morning. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of exactly what we're dealing with this week first, okay? So we have this slug of rain moving through the region this morning. I think it's primarily just a morning deal, but it might bleed into early afternoon in parts of central southern New Jersey before that pulls away. There's going to be a long break in between systems before another round comes in, mainly after midnight tonight going into, and probably a couple hours after midnight, but after midnight nevertheless, going into Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a wash from start to finish, and you're going to have rain continuing overnight again into much of Wednesday. At least to start Wednesday. I think most of Wednesday also is going to be wet, so that entire period is going to be, pretty wet from, when we get from past midnight tonight all the way through probably Thursday morning before this finally pulls away. This is a long duration system. The cold front associated with this is going to pull away. There could even be a change to snow for our far northern areas and areas of elevation Wednesday night and a Thursday morning as well. And we saw this upper level low that has to pull through here on Thursday. That's going to lead to a few more rain or snow showers continuing during the day here on Thursday. So that's a lot of rain during this time frame. This finally parts start to pull away Friday, or partly to mostly cloudy on Friday. A partly cloudy day here on Saturday. Still chilly. It's going to be chilly this entire week, and really chilly in the middle of the week. And then once we get to Sunday, we start increasing these heights again, and we are going to turn it around big time. Starting Sunday, but really taking off next week. I think next week you're gonna wish you could skip this week entirely and just move ahead to next week and pretend it didn't happen. Okay, so that's the broad overview of everything. I'm going to take it piece by piece now. Here's why the cooler air is coming in. We have this trough that's starting to build in the upper Midwest, and it moves southeastward and sets right over top of a region. It gets really strong, and the reason why it's doing that is you have a very strong block above here, okay? So this really can't go anywhere. It's not in a hurry to move out, and it's very anomalously strong, which is why you get the colder temperatures. And I'm talking about colder relative to average. This isn't 30s, but we're going to have temperatures that are going to be struggling to get into the 40s in some places by the time we get to, like the Wednesday, Thursday time frame especially. That's when I think you're really going to bottom out this week. Highs in a low to mid-40s. I mean, that's this time of year, that's not really what is expected. You're really kind of pushing closer to the 60-degree mark for normal highs as an average across the region, and we're going to be nowhere close to that. So well below average temperatures, and it's because of that blocking pattern that had been missing all winter. If we had this in winter, we'd be in for one heck of a stretch here of snowfall, but unfortunately this was not timed, for you snow lovers anyways, timed in February or maybe January, when this would have been more beneficial. But this is an incredible block, and this is why you're getting the anomalously colder than average temperatures. Now let's get over the NAM and some of the specifics of today. We do have rain here today. We want to stress that the southern portions of a region are going to see the heavier rates. Up here, it's just going to be kind of showery. All right, not really heavy rain necessarily, but this is kind of a moderate rainfall across our southern areas. You see this slides down and it continues there right along the Pennsylvania Turnpike down here, going all the way to Philadelphia, and then eventually across the Black Horse Pike in New Jersey, right? But areas further north are just kind of showery, not as much precipitation. But again, our early afternoon is right here, and it moves out quickly. Many of the interior areas will be done by noon or right around noon, and then after that, you're done here after that point. So we have a Phillies game this evening in South Philadelphia at 6:40 p.m. against the Cincinnati Reds, and they are at home. I do not foresee any issues other than the fact that it's going to be chilly and it's going to be cloudy. That's it. I don't expect any rain, so the game should be going on without any problems. It is the only game of the next three that I foresee having no problems with, because we are going to run into a lot of issues again with this next batch coming in a couple hours after midnight. This is looking at 3 a.m. By the way, timestamps upper right-hand corner if you want to follow along. But these are going to be more of an approximation once we get further out in time. But we do a few hours after midnight. You have some more showers working in and periods of rain. That's just going to continue into Tuesday. It does become more showery after time, but you see this is around the around gate time here in South Philadelphia. Here, can you get something in there? Probably not. I don't see Tuesday being a day where they can get something in there, and it's going to continue to back build and what have you through the course of the overnight, and it doesn't get more and more going right into Wednesday. This stops here at Wednesday morning. Still have all this rain still to come through at that point. We have to go over to the 12-kilometer dam to see what it does after that point. And here's game start time here on Wednesday, which is an afternoon game. That's probably not happening either, so we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do here, but we'll see if we have any openings. Maybe this gets better for Wednesday, maybe not, but maybe if they push the game start time back a couple hours, I don't know. We'll see. But it looks like up until game time, you got some rain here Wednesday as well. And then we have some residual showers, and this is going to change over to snow showers and move this over to a composite reflectivity type. This does change over to snow, as you can see, across our northern areas. When you get up to like I-80 and points north, there is the opportunity for that. It's not going to be a lot. But the rain over the next 72 hours, once you have this rain that's coming through today, this is not including that. What's going on today is a continuation of what happened overnight and started overnight, and will be out by noon or maybe just after noon at the farther east. This is not including that system. This is actually going from Monday evening through Thursday evening, through the entirety of the event. We're talking about a widespread 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain across the entire region with some locally higher amounts. So that's total for that entire period. This is not on any one given day. This is total for that entire period. But it really has to be presented that way because it's almost nonstop. I mean, you have some maybe few breaks where it lightens up in between or maybe stops temporarily, and then you get more showers roll through. It just doesn't stop, right? So that's a 72-hour total precipitation, and this is what we're looking like for snowfall, at least the areas. I'm not focused on the amounts yet, but notice that it's focusing on areas of elevation. This is north of I-80 for the most part, and I can't rule out that areas further south will mix with snow. When you get all the way down here by I-78, you're going to have some snow mixing with the rain overnight Wednesday night. That is possible also, but I think as far as accumulations, we're really targeting the elevations across Northeast PA and eventually Northwest New Jersey. Again, this is just a general rough outline right now because once we get closer, we'll have to sound the alerts for the snowfall. I do think this is a legitimate thing, though. I do. Can you get 2 to 4 inches in the higher elevations when we get up to like 1,800 feet, 2,000 feet and up? Yeah, definitely. Okay, 2 to 4 inches is certainly within the realm of possibility. Lower elevations, maybe coating to an inch or two. But that's up there, right? You still have to have elevation probably above 1,000 to get that, but we'll see. We'll see how this evolves throughout the week. I don't see it being a big deal for our area. New England, different story. They're going to have quite a bout of snow up there, which is for them is not unheard of in April. But further south here, it is a little less likely. Okay, not rare, but a little less likely to occur here, and especially when you get down further south of that. When you get down by the Philadelphia Metro, forget it. Coastal Plain, forget it. You're done. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that part of it for the rest of the week. But that's where we sit for the forecast this week. Just a lot of rain and miserable cold temperatures this week, and we won't really recover in the temperature. We'll be below average straight through Saturday. So once we get to Sunday, we get to near average, and then next week we turn on the Jets. I think you're going to like next week a lot as far as temperatures are concerned. So let's get over to the eclipse part of this forecast now. And again, if you don't want to pay attention to this part or you don't care or whatever, then you can drop off. All right. So here is everybody saw this path of the totality, which is many of you are traveling to. Okay. So I don't want to just focus on this area specifically, because we're not going to be in totality here. Some of you are traveling to Western PA, Erie, parts of Ohio. I've had people emailing me say they're going to Texas, they're going to Missouri. I had somebody say, I mean, they're going all over the place, upstate New York. So I will say that as far as a path of totality, and I'm going to use Eastern time here. I know it's Central time out in these regions here, but as far as Eastern time is concerned, it's going to start just southwest of San Antonio, Texas, right near the border of Mexico at 127 Central, which would be 2:27 p.m. Eastern time, and will end 3:35 p.m. Eastern in Eastern Maine. Okay, so it's going to go like this. Okay, that's the way it's going to go. So a lot of you seen this map already and know what it or you're familiar with it. I want you to pay attention to the green areas and then the blue areas. I'm going to reference that going forward here, okay? Because when we go over here, this is looking at 2 p.m. on Monday the 8th when the eclipse is taking place. No issues at all if you're traveling locally to see the eclipse. Like when I say locally, you're not going, Texas or Maine. You're going Ohio, Pennsylvania, maybe Western New York, Buffalo, that area, right? If you're heading in that direction to see the eclipse, I don't think you're going to have any issues as of right now. Again, this can change as we go forward, so I'm going to update this every single day. But as of right now, I don't see any systems in the vicinity that can really screw this up. Now, if we had something that looked like this, I could say, well, maybe the models are a little bit off in timing, and it might be a little bit faster. It could get into Ohio and could ruin our forecast. But this is 2 days later. It would be a lot for that really to models to be off that far with timing. So I'm really feeling comfortable with the fact that these areas are going to do okay. And that would be the areas here in blue. If you're in the blue areas here, anywhere in those blue areas, I think you're going to be okay. And you'll be able to see the eclipse and everything will be fine as far as sky condition, no precipitation. We should be okay in those areas. It's these areas in the green, from Texas all the way up to about Arkansas, maybe Missouri here, maybe even southern Illinois, they might have an issue. And the reason is we have this system here that is better seen if I zoomed in here. There are going to be some showers in association with this, and the path of totality for this goes right across these areas right here, kind of right like that. That's where it goes. So look what's going on there. Okay, so they might have some issues. If you're traveling to Texas to see it, or you're going to Arkansas, maybe parts of southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, those areas, you might have some issues with clouds at the very least, if not precipitation. And this is the same time stamp, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday the 8th. So again, we're going to continue to follow this for the next couple of days, see where actually throughout the week, and just make sure we're okay with that forecast. But I think if you're going to be anywhere up here north and east of there and traveling to see the eclipse, to see that totality, you should be okay. And I don't think it's going to really change too much here in a week's time. I know it's a week away, things change, but something would really have to dramatically change. There's no systems before or after that are anywhere close to interfering that date. So for that reason, I think we're okay right now, but let's just keep our fingers crossed that that's the case, and I'll continue to update you every single day when I get new information. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for April 1st, 2024. Have a great Monday.